Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be talking about the performance actors for Arthur and Dutch, actually talking about story mode and a single player DLC. So one of their latest appearances at MomoCon 2019, which is a convention that happened in Atlanta, Georgia, Roger Clark and Benjamin Byron Davis actually had a panel where they talked about Red Dead Redemption 2. They answered questions from the audience. Overall, it was really cool. I think they had two panels for a total of 2 hours. And some of the people that asked questions specifically asked Arthur and Dutch, I should say Roger and Benjamin, about story mode DLC. And unfortunately, it doesn't sound as if it's all that great of news. Now, this should come as no surprise given everything we've seen Rockstar doing in GTA 5, where their main focus has been on Grand Theft Auto Online, and even with what we've seen so far in Red Dead Redemption 2, with the focus being on Red Dead Online. Again, it's really no shock that this is their answers, but they could be under strict NDA where they just can't talk about anything more. But they do mention things like Undead Nightmare and stuff like that. It is pretty cool. So as I mentioned earlier, there were two panels. I'm not sure which one happened first, but anyways, I'll show you guys the first question that someone asked. I think they were actually cosplaying as someone from Red Dead Redemption 2, which is pretty awesome. But anyways, take a listen to this question that they asked right here.
Oh my.
I was wondering, will you guys release any future content, like maybe another Undead Nightmare or something similar like that?
Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you, pal.
It's so
Sorry.
funny you bring that up.
Sorry, man. You know, we don't want to spoil it for the fans.
That sounds like we don't know shit.
Okay, so that was pretty funny, right? So they sort of gave the nonchalant answer of like, oh, we don't know, we don't have any idea. And then I don't know if Roger Clark sort of slipped the tongue a little bit, but he was like, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. And then very swiftly, Benjamin Byron Davis stepped in and was like, wait a minute, that sounds like we know something. And it was just really funny. So either they're under strict NDA or they don't know anything. Now, the next time the two were asked about this was on one of the separate days that the panel occurred. Another individual asked about Red Dead Redemption 2 getting story mode update.
My question is, will there ever be a story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2?
I'm very happy to say I have no idea.
Sorry, yeah.
Although there is something, there's a new update, and
Oh, yeah, the
apparently you
beta
can
got
go-
lifted from online
You
last
can go
week.
play with Alex McKenna's Sadie and her husband.
They're mission givers.
So I'm
Black
excited.
Bell.
Oh, and Black Bell.
Black Bell as well, yeah, if you
I'm
do
so-
that one side mission.
So that's happening already.
I'm going to
So
try and do that this week. I haven't done it yet.
I'm excited, but I don't. As to anything else that's coming, will literally be the last people to know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So a couple things that were interesting with that response from them. The first is that they immediately jumped to Red Dead Online, which of course is true. Red Dead Online just had a new update, and it's getting weekly updates where new characters are being added, like Sadie Adler's husband, Jake Adler, Black Bell, the legendary gunslinger. But it's interesting where that's where their focus shifted to. Maybe that's what they've been instructed to talk about from Rockstar. Who really knows? And then Benjamin Byron Davis says something interesting. He states that, they would be the last to know. Now, I find that to be kind of peculiar because if there was a story mode DLC, you feel like they would be the first ones that would be informed because, after all, they would need their performance capture. They would need their voiceover work. So I don't know about that, but again, there's a strong chance that they are under the strictest of NDAs. And I just realized I've been talking about the term NDA without explaining it. There might be some people that don't know. NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement, and that's usually something that someone like Benjamin Byron Davis or Roger Clark would have to sign before they start working on a project like this, which means they are not allowed to disclose it to whatever Rockstar deems is someone that isn't allowed to hear about it. In their case, it's probably literally everyone but themselves. Even Benjamin Byron Davis had to explain he couldn't even tell his nephew, his family, that he was working on Red Dead Redemption 2. So that's what it means. Sorry for not explaining that earlier. It's usually just like a contract that you sign that says, hey, you can't tell anyone about this, and you have to play dumb if someone asks. And the final time in which Roger Clark and Benjamin Byron Davis were asked about this wasn't particularly about story mode DLC, but one of the individuals at the panel asked them like what they were doing next. And I think Dutch's response is pretty interesting.
I love the game, and I think you guys were perfect casting for your roles. Congratulations on the Video Game Awards.
Thank you.
I know you guys are kind of like, just making a victory lap and also reclaiming your lives back. But I just wanted to ask, are there any future roles or sort of things we'll see you guys in? Maybe do a sort of Santa Monica? And I would pay for a Dutch Vanderlyn Google Maps voice, literally.
Yeah.
Actual money. But I was just wondering if there's any future stuff you see yourself looking forward to.
Dutch would steer you wrong, wouldn't he? Like I said earlier, I'm back in the water treading. I'm hopeful. I had a lot of fun. Actually, the last time I was in Atlanta, Georgia, it was with Peyton Reed, who directed Ant-Man and the Wasp. And that was a lot of fun.
Filmed on location here.
I stayed in a wonderful place called Peachtree City for about 2 weeks, and it was at Pinewood Studios. It was shot, and near as I figure, even if Thanos snapped Agent Burley out of existence, he's back now. So my hope is that I get to run around and bumble through the Marvel Universe again, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But it's been my experience throughout my career that work tends to beget work, so I like my chances.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've got a game coming out, starting working on it later this year. It's a nice, really cool children's story called Lunaphon. It's from Thraig House in Wales. Jacksepticeye is going to be a part of it, along with Brian Deckard from Detroit Become Human. And his lovely wife, Amelia. We're all doing, and that is just voice. We're just doing the voice on that one. But it's going to be awesome, and I hope you check it out next year. Lunaphon.
So Mr. Davis says that he's back in the water, and when he refers to that, it means that he currently isn't working on anything big. Now, again, he could just have to be lying that he's not working on anything with Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, literally earlier on in the panel, he told a story about how he had to lie to his nephew that he wasn't working on anything. So it looks as if all the questions they were asked about Red Dead Redemption 2 expansions or story mode DLCs or updates, they had to sort of keep hush-hush about it. And you heard Roger Clark say that he was working on another video game. He was doing voiceover work for that. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. These actors can clearly handle multiple projects at the same time. Benjamin Byron Davis even told another story how he got in trouble from Rockstar because he actually missed a recording date because he was filming Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was actually in Georgia filming that. So that's kind of an interesting story that he tells, but again, it's no shock that these guys have multiple projects on their plate at the same time. They're incredibly talented. I'm sure tons of people want to have them in their films, movies, roles, whatever the case is. So that's not a shock right there. This is one of those few moments where I wish the Red Dead Redemption 2 performance capture artists were like the Grand Theft Auto 5 ones. I mean, it felt like every day that Sean Fontano, who played Franklin in GTA 5, was posting hints and clues on his Instagram of him in motion capture suits or at Rockstar offices, where it looks as if he was doing something for GTA 5. In fact, he even mentioned in radio interviews that he was doing DLC stuff for GTA 5. So maybe Rockstar learned their lesson with the Grand Theft Auto 5 guys and made the Red Dead Redemption 2 guys be way more serious. But certainly what we gathered from these interviews is nothing all that great, let's just say. It really does seem as if Rockstar's focus is on the multiplayer worlds. And they're even trying to make the multiplayer worlds more like the single-player worlds, which is great to a degree, but for fans of single-player, that's kind of bad news because it looks as if the focus will not be on the story mode part of Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, that's just my prediction from what I've gathered from the various responses to their questions and what Rockstar has done so far. that pretty much covers everything from these MomoCon panels that I was able to listen to. I literally sat down and listened to 2 straight hours of, Roger Clark and Benjamin Byron Davis talking about their experiences on Red Dead Redemption 2. And I really do feel like I've covered everything useful or interesting from there. In case you want to check out these panels for yourself, I'll leave a link to the MomoCon YouTube page in the description. There's a lot of things you can gather from watching them, especially if you're a big fan of, obviously, Arthur and Dutch, like I am. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That'd be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.